All right, I'm going to demonstrate a regular push-up with the rings, and there's a bunch of levels you can do this at. The nice thing about doing this on the rings is you get full range of motion from the shoulders. So rather than doing this on the floor, where basically you could bring your chest to the floor and that would limit how far you go, you can actually go even further and bring your shoulders lower than your hands. And you'll feel a big stretch across the shoulders, across the chest. It's going to help you recruit a lot more strength in those muscles than you would normally get working this conventionally. Here you can take things much deeper. So just to show, I'm going to have my feet elevated on this box. It's coming up maybe about 12, 14 inches up off the floor. The rings are just slightly higher. That makes the push-up a little bit easier because my hands start out higher than my feet, but I'm still coming down to full range. Now you could make this easier. I could bring the rings up even higher, have my feet on the floor. I could still do the box if I wanted to. But if I take an angle where my shoulders are higher than my feet, that's going to be an easier version. You could take that all the way up toward vertical. And to make it more and more difficult, you go through horizontal and then start to take it the other way, where you load more weight on the shoulders. You keep them lower and the feet up higher. Lots of variations you can play around with, but the basics are the same. So when you come into this, you start with your arms straight and your hands on the rings. And I got my feet behind just to show how much effort, and just to show the level that I'm taking this to. And part of the thing about taking this into push-ups, you want to keep your core braced. You're not moving the hips up and down, and you're not flexing and basically going back and forth through your spine. So keep yourself rigid and keep one line from the shoulders to the heels. Now, when you come into this, try to keep the arms parallel. There's a tendency to rotate out and let the elbows go out to the sides. That is not going to serve you at all. So keep your elbows pulled in, and that's going to engage the muscles that support the shoulder, especially underneath the shoulder blades, like the serratus, the muscles that slide between the shoulder blades and the rib cage. And you want to work to develop those. So if that means you need to regress toward an easier version of the push-up, it is well worth doing that, even if it's a little blow to the ego in the moment. You will get much stronger doing this on the rings like that than you will doing push-ups on the floor. There's a lot of added benefit to it. So to start, I'm going to hold on to the rings. Straight arms. I'm going to lean my shoulders forward, so I'm pressing from my toes to let my body shift forward and try to hold that line. And then as you come down, just take it slow, keep that line, elbows pulled into your sides, and take this down as low as you can, chest toward the floor. Keep the core engaged, push down into the rings, and all the way back up. And just back and forth like that, coming forward a bit with the shoulders, and then sinking down, pushing straight down, and coming all the way back up. And again, you can do this at a bunch of different levels. Make it easier, bring your shoulders higher than your feet. Making it harder, bring your shoulders down lower and the feet up higher. And lots of directions to go with that. And with the added effort of keeping the arms pulled in, you're going to get a lot more strength than you would just doing conventional push-ups on the floor. So, hope this helps you a lot.